they devised a plan to where one morning we woke up and Tian said she was going for water, and she went straight to the main road, jumped in the car. I was right behind her on a bike and left. When it comes to growing their own food, they can't do that. They can't do that. When it comes to harnessing, some people can't even harness the rain from the sky. It's illegal to harness the rain and catch it. It's illegal in some states in America to harness the rain. It's illegal to grow your own food in your backyard or in your front yard in America.
Really?
In some states, yeah. Let me make a prediction. I feel that buying land in Ghana soon won't be so easy. I feel that leaving the West soon won't be so easy. I feel like the wars that are going on in the world are a catalyst for the end times, revelation times. And whether I see it or it's my children that see it, well, it's close. I could send him out in the UK and he might be stabbed just for nothing.
About 80% of diasporans or African Americans living in the West cannot afford to move to the continent of Africa, Ghana. What do you have to say to that?
Rubbish. In fact, what I saw in the music industry in the UK made me leave the UK and go back to Jamaica and stay there for 6 months. I sold all my clothes, I sold my shoes, I sold everything, and I stripped back to the minimum. I went to live in the bush with my family in Clifton in Hanover. Sometimes we keep a bird in a cage for so long that when you open the door, he doesn't even know the door's open and won't fly out. And I feel that's what we're suffering with, a lot of Stockholm syndrome. So a lot of people are stuck in a cage. The door's open, but it won't be open for too much long. Like they're gonna shut it on you and you won't be able to fly out. So fly while you can. It's not hard to come to Ghana. I mean, it's hard, but it's as hard as you make it out to be.
Hello and welcome back again to another amazing episode. And as you guys already know, this is always the diaspora transition episode. Now, if you guys remember, 8 months ago, I interviewed a couple who moved from the UK to Ghana, and they shared their story. Daniel and Jerome, they had an amazing story. They were very candid about their experience living in the UK and why they decided to move to Ghana. And they shared very personal story about how they went from being homeless at one point in their life in the UK, and that forced them to, embark on a new journey to discover themselves, find new, frontier for themselves.
The UK wasn't for me and my family.
But what triggered your moving? Apart from the dream, what triggered?
Well, just the constant, go on.
I just want to say, so just to give it a bit more background and some context. So before I had the dream, maybe the last 3 years prior to having that dream, we had just been through a series of very uncomfortable experiences.
Tell me some
Okay. So we moved back to Daniel's mum's house to save some money, and while we were there, certain issues had risen to the surface that needed to come up for healing. And yeah, it was very triggering for us as a family, and so we left and we found ourselves because I'd rented out my place, and we were no longer living at Daniel's mum's, so we found ourselves homeless in the UK. Yeah.
I'm currently searching for a visa to go to the UK. They told me it's the place to be, and you're telling me at one point you were homeless in the UK. So 8 months fast forward, I'm back here again to really check up on them to see what they've done so far. The last time I came, they were building here. I've seen so many progress since I got here, and I'm excited to have a conversation to touch bases with them. So if it's something you're interested, stay tuned. So without further ado, Daniel.
Hey, welcome, brother. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we have your two boys here with you, Daniel and Akel. Welcome back on the show. Now, there's the missus is not here.
Yeah, you just got the three kings today. She's nesting. She's heavily pregnant, so she's nesting. Yeah, I'm keeping her away for a moment.
I like that. Now, before we dive into the conversation, people are watching you for the first time. They might not have seen the first episode.
Okay.
If you don't mind, can you briefly introduce yourself again?
Okay, so I'm Daniel King. These are my sons, two of 9, Akel King and Daniel King Jr. And my wife is Jarrell King. And we came from the UK to Ghana 3 years ago now. And we reside here in the Sohom Eastern region area. So this is my son, Akel King.
Akel Daniel King.
And what's your name?
Daniel Safari King.
Daniel Safari King, there you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Akel, how are you? How old are you?
I'm 7.
7 years old. How old are you?
5.
5. Are you ready for the interview?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go. Now, Daniel, let me ask you.
Yeah.
What has changed since the last time I came here, 8 months ago?
Everything, brother. Everything has changed. So much has happened. I mean, one thing that remains the same is we're still building. As you can see, you've seen around, we're still building, we're still growing, but so much has changed. So much.
Tell me some of the changes, apart from the building and...
Well, currently we're not staying on the land. Currently we're in Accra in an apartment because my wife is pregnant and we wanted to get the main house ready, which should be ready in about a month, and then we'll move back. My children arrive soon. Some of my other children are going to arrive soon. We've started building 2 villages in a neighboring town, Yehuda village and Ruby village. My workforce has grown. We've got more workers. We have more buildings on the land, and the land has grown from 1 acre to 4.5 now.
Wow, that's huge.
It is. It is.
So you're able to add up, you know, to the more land. First, it was how many acres now?
It was, when you came, it was 2 acres.
Now it's
2 acres.
4, 5.
Now it's about 4.5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell me about the journey. You know, at one point you literally had to leave the airport from the UK, having to drive in the middle of nowhere, living in a tent, and now fast forward, you were able to leave the finished room on the property, and now moving forward. Let's dive into a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have witnessed the testimony. You've been there from the beginning. So you came and interviewed us 8 months ago, which, I mean, we were living in the tent at that point. And, you know, so much has changed. Tian is now back in the UK, which is a whole next story. But, you know, like I said to you in the last interview, it was a rites of passage. It was a rites of passage. And although we haven't come out the other end, we're still going through that rites of passage. And we've grown so much. You know, me as an individual, Jarrell as a woman, and even the children. They've grown so much. They've adapted so much to Ghana. You know, we're so familiar now with Ghana and how the system runs here. And, you know, we've positioned ourselves to where, you know, we're now a value to our community, like a big value. So, you know, driving in here, you know, people will shout Jamaica, Jamaica, because they just, you know, like, they just love the energy that we bring. And, you know, and we love the energy that they give us. So, you know, so much has changed, bro.
Like
so
that.
Much.
I like that. Akel?
Yeah.
What has changed for you since you remember coming here and staying in the tent with your mom and dad till now?
Well, since then, it was very bushy, and we didn't have windows in our house. The tiling wasn't started, and Daddy was still even using the bush cutter, chopping down the bush because it was so bushy, until it was like this. And then Daddy started to build a wall. The first wall was so small, it was like as tall as I am right now. And since then, that's there, and that. So
It's
it
beautiful.
was all a tiny wall at first, and it grew.
So seeing what it is now, how does that make you feel?
Good, because soon we're gonna have a whole 3 houses, and some of my siblings are coming in. Well, they're coming tomorrow night. So, because the house isn't ready, yet. They're gonna stay in the Riviera apartment for maybe a month. The house is ready by then. Then we'll move back into our house, which is gonna be that. Just
I like that.
much better.
I like that. He's so smart.
Yes, he is.
What about you, your younger brother? Does he have something to say?
You have something to say? Look, he's talking to you.
No?
It's okay. So Daniel, let me come back to you.
Yeah, bro.
Your children, some of your daughters, is arriving tomorrow.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about it. How did you convince them to move down here? Because I remember asking you about it, and you're like, "Listen, my sons are going to come, and then they're coming right direct to the middle of the forest to live here with me, with nature, you know, with life." Tell me about it.
My daughter's coming. Two of my daughters are coming. My oldest daughter and one of my 13-year-olds are coming, and my 2 grandchildren. So, as I'm just saying it now, brother, I didn't convince them. I didn't say anything to convince them. They just saw. So they saw what I was doing out here, and my actions have been my testimony. That's what's, you know, sparked my daughter and said, look what my dad's done, and he's made a better life for himself. And she's seen that, and she's recognized that she wants that same life for herself and her family. And she's seen how the boys have grown, her younger brothers have grown. And, you know, she said to me, "Dad, like, it's not what you said, it's what you're doing. It's what you've done." And it's like, I was telling you off camera, bro, it's history in the making. People don't understand, like, tomorrow is gonna be like a moment for me that will be emotional, that will be a day of breaking generational curses. Like, my children are coming back to the motherland and following me. I'm gonna be back on African soil when, you know, our ancestors left in chains, and they're coming back freely on a plane.
Wow.
Like, they're coming in on a plane, do you know what I mean? They're not being forced here, they're coming here of their own will. And then to add to that, Jarrell being pregnant, that's the first child to be born on African soil since my ancestors left in shackles. Do you know what I mean? Like, bro, I don't, if you can dig how deep that is, like, for me and my ancestors that have passed, they're probably rejoicing right now in heaven. Rejoicing because we're back on the soil of Ghana, on the motherland. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. And tomorrow is going to be, I'll probably shed a tear. I'll probably shed a tear because it's going to be memento. It's going to be like just something great. Look. Can you see them? Look. Can you see them? Come, let's go.
They can make it for so long.
Hey! Oh my God! Oh my God! I miss you so much. Oh my God, Nene, I miss you so much. Oh my God, I miss you so much. You're so big. Hello. Hey. Hello. What's up? Oh, give Granddad a hug. Give Granddad a hug. Oh, hey. I don't know you. Hello. Hello. Oh my God.
And now I'm going to be there, guys. I'm going to be there because I've been very part of their story. I am very interested in, you know, diving into diasporan's life, you know, following their journey to see, you know, how is it like, you know, leaving the West behind, so-called, you know, developed nations, and coming to this continent to even build from the scratch. You know, I really want to show you guys to understand the journey you would embark on if you decide to move to the continent. So I have been here experiencing your journey, and I'll be there tomorrow to show you guys how it's going to be. I want us to dive into, you made mention that Tian left.
Yes, Tian left. I mean, this is public knowledge. We
Yes.
did an episode on it.
She is your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Is she the first or
For me,
yeah?
Tian is my first child and my first daughter. My only daughter.
Tian, welcome to Ghana. I want
Thank
to ask
you.
you this. The first time you came here and you slept, how was that feel? How did it feel like the first night?
Oh, we'll never forget that. It was really nice. We
Really?
came here, we got here pretty late, so we didn't get to set up everything inside the tent. But what we did have, we literally put up our beds the same, like as soon as we got there. And it was just really nice. It was comfortable, like, it was just like a new feeling, like waking up and then going outside and then just seeing like all of this.
Wow.
It was really nice.
Oh, so much happened, bro. It's like let me give you some backstory. And we got a lot of backlash from your interview.
Yeah.
You know, some people said, oh, we can see Tian's not happy. Tian was fine when she was here. What Tian was suffering from, and I say that in inverted commas, was being a teenager. She's a teenager who's already had a grasp of the West. She's already been captured by TikTok. She's already been captured by Instagram. And we wanted to remove that from her life, the social media, the bad side of it. I mean, there's a good side, you can use it. I use social media. But she was already captured by the West, and she was going through puberty and going through that time in her life. So it was very understandable that she wanted to leave. The difficulty is that, well, we are her parents. I'm not her biological father, but I was her parent at that specific time. I mean, she would always be my daughter, no matter what people think or want to say. She'd always be my daughter because she came with Jarrell. Go back a bit further. So when we was in the UK, coming here, not everybody was happy that we was going to leave. You know, there were people, including Tian's biological dad, that wasn't happy with us wanting to leave. And you know, I'll be real, he wasn't you know, a figure in her life. So at that point, he didn't really have any say because he wasn't a figure in her life at that point. And there were other family members that, you know, didn't want us to leave as a family, but we left because, you know, we're grown and we make our own decisions. And when we did leave, you know, there was remember Tian had that pull to the West, so then the father could use that to, you know, to try and draw her back and say, well, you need to come back. And, you know, that suited Tian's agenda, if you like. It suited what she wanted. It played into that. Other family members were playing into that, and you know, they devised a plan to where one morning we woke up and Tian said she was going for water, and she went straight to the main road, jumped in the car. I was right behind her on a bike and left.
Wow.
And for me,
Really?
yeah, and I felt like the adults that were involved in that with a child, I feel like it was irresponsible.
So she left. How did she leave to the UK?
She got on a plane, so she left
By
here.
herself?
Yeah, she was obviously, you know, in cahoots with other family members that had, I believe they had somebody here to meet her at the end of the road and got her on a plane. And, you know, we did everything we could to try and stop it. Went straight to the police station. We phoned immigration. You know, we got some people in the immigration, some friends who, you know, were trying to stop that whole thing happen, but they said, you know, unless you're here, she's 16 years old, she can actually go. And at that point, to be fair, Jarrell was like, let her go.
Really?
Yeah, let her go. Because we were fighting a battle with her, which people do all the time. I mean, the backlash that we got from your video, I've said this so many times. No, it's good, it's healthy. Like, I love that, to open up the dialogue so people can get the realness. People saying that we should allow her to make her own decisions. In what world do you allow a child to make their own decisions?
Right.
What world is that? What world are we living in? Are you responsible for your child or are you not? Like, we have her best interest at heart. I mean, if my children had their way, man, like, it would be crazy. We'd have lions in our house. We'd have monkeys. Do you know what I mean? We'd be eating sweets and sugar every day. We wouldn't have no healthy meals. Like, so it's not like to say we didn't, you know, we don't speak to our children and get their opinion. We most definitely did. And we did with Tian. And she wholeheartedly said she wanted to come. Being out here, it was difficult. It was definitely difficult for her. So I understand, you know, no hard feelings. We love Tian. And we speak to her. I just spoke to her just yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just
so you
yesterday.
hear from her?
Oh, yeah. We
Okay.
speak. We speak.
What was he able to talk to you that that's what happened and that's why I had to leave? Did she give you any kind of...
Yeah, her reason was, you know, she wanted to come back to the UK, this lifestyle, as much as she loved it, like she prefers the lifestyle of the West, which is, you know, I mean, the West is designed to make you love it.
Yeah.
The comforts, the convenience, like Ghana's not easy. That's what they say, right?
Yeah.
It's not easy. Like Ghana is not easy. Ghana will turn you from a boy to a man, from a girl to a woman, from a child to a strong up and coming teenager, young adult, shall I say. And you know, that transition was hard for her. Also the social aspect. Remember, we were in the dynamics. It's not like my children now are coming and we're kind of established and found our way. Tian, bless her soul, she came in at the core.
She was living in the same tent with
In
you.
the same tent with us. Like, she roughed it out with us. And that is the reason why her mum said, let her go. I've given her all that I can give her. Tian's thriving right now. She's thriving right now. She is doing so well within herself. When we speak to her, we see the intelligence and the tools that we've equipped her with, like to enable her to go back to the West. And when she's ready, she'll be back.
I like that.
She'll be back.
I like that. But nevertheless, your adult children is also coming. Two teenagers, right?
Well, one teenager. My daughter's like 22 now.
22?
Yeah. And my two grandchildren are like 3 and 5, I believe. No,
Wow.
1 and 5. 1 and 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
Your kids, right? You said a little bit about how, you know, this means to them. They see the vision. They've seen what their dad has done.
Yeah.
Them coming, what do you think is their perspective? Because remember, you came with Tian.
Yeah.
In the early stages, she loved it, you know. But as you said, Ghana is hard.
Yeah.
Right? In a very good way. That is going to shape you to, like, listen, it's going to try you.
Yeah.
So are they coming with a perspective knowing the challenges, or what is it like?
Yeah. They've seen every episode. They obviously speak to us on a daily basis. They know what they're coming to. It's not being sugar coated. They've also had Tian to talk to tell them all the bad things and the good things. But I think actions speak louder than words, and my actions have spoken. Like, a father should be a role model to his children. And my oldest daughter, Jada, who you'll meet tomorrow, she's very intelligent. She's very intelligent. She's very, you know, mind strong. I mean, she's my cloth. She's cut from me. She's mine. She's my cloth. So she's going to be just like me. And I see that she is. And she has a partner who is Nigerian. And, you know, they say that a daughter, they look for somebody who's like their father. Subconsciously, even if it's not consciously, subconsciously. And I see that's what she's done. So it was always the case that they were going to follow. Someone had to follow in my footsteps. Someone had to follow in my footsteps. And you know, I spoke about this in another interview about blended families. That's the difficulty. Me and Jarrell have no issues with our children who we made together. But when there's another entity, another mother or another father, that's a whole next dynamics that you've got to deal with, that, you know, it can bring in differences. So that was one of the things with Tian dealing with. And you know, even my current children in Jada, well, Jarrell's not her mum. She has, you know, a different mum. So we've had to battle with those things. While she's been in the UK, while I've been in Ghana, we've had to battle with those things and trying to get everybody on the same page. But like I said, bro, I can speak until I'm blue in the face to them and say, you need to come, or whatever the case may be, or try and hold them here. Well, I can't hold them here. Tian, she went. Do you know what I mean? And I can't drag them here. I've tried, but now they're coming on their free will.
What do you see?
So the vision.
Yes. What's the vision?
My vision for the future in terms of my children is that we are all here on this land, living self-sustainably, living as one. And don't get me wrong, like my oldest daughter has a partner. They have land. It's just 10 minutes down the road. They have their own 2 acres.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're ready to do this for themselves. I've inspired them. We've inspired them. But, you know, I want to give my children a helping hand. So they can come here, they can stay, they can be comfortable. You don't have to stay in a tent. They can be comfortable. They can, you know, they got running water, they've got electricity. I can show them the ropes of Ghana and give them a helping hand. So that generational curse is not just like we're just breaking it. We're guiding you so that you have the helping hand to be able to navigate Ghana efficiently. Do you know what I mean? I'm not just throwing them in the deep end. And maybe that's what Tian experienced, being thrown in at the deep end. So, you know, I understand. Me and Tian have cried on the phone together, speaking about this. Tears, like eye water.
Really?
I love that girl. She's like my biological daughter. We spent time together, me and her, that nothing could ever come in between. We have a bond that's that strong. Nothing can come between that.
Did you feel a little disappointed when she left without telling you?
Most definitely. I was hurt. Bro. Like, it took a long time for us to speak about it on YouTube. I was hurt. This is my daughter who I've tried to change her life for the better and give her, you know, something that I never had. And, you know, it felt like a kick in the teeth when she left, especially the way she left. And with the people behind her that were enabling it. It felt like a kick in the teeth. So yeah, I was hurt, bro. Of course, I have feelings. Do you know what I mean?
I like that. Now, you've sacrificed a lot.
Yeah.
You know, sacrificing for the family, being able to, you know, live in a tent so that you could have enough money to build these houses that, you know, it's going up. You've sacrificed a lot. And it's just hard for people to see the vision, you know. But yeah, that's just besides the point. I want you to talk, you know, I want you to talk to me about, a lot of people send me a message that, listen, it's a beautiful story, but how do you sustain yourself on a continent? Because I would like to do something like this. I would like to sacrifice. I would like to take the bold step, right? But how do I sustain myself? What is it that you do that really makes this visible and possible for you?
I mean, the Most High told me that my testimony is my life and this journey, and it has been. And you know, from those that saw the first interview, I was sustaining myself on faith. On the faith of the Most High, literally. We came to Ghana with just about £8,000, and that quickly vanished, got chopped quick. So first of all, the most direct answer is faith. Having faith in the Most High. You know, when he told me to sell my company in the UK, I sold it. I didn't know how I was going to survive, but I was obedient and I did that. But you know, I say to some of the people here, especially my business partner, Kwame, I say to him, bro, do you know sometimes when I was in my tent, me and you had the same amount of money, or you may have had more money in your pocket than me? The only difference is my mindset. I have a mindset that, along with the faith, but let's talk about the flesh. My flesh has a mindset that is completely different. Like, I'm creative. I know how to make a way out of no way. I know how to make a way. And that's what I've done. So not everybody can do that. And I was just being obedient and following my path. Remember, the Most High told us to come here. The story's there. My wife had the dream. The Most High said, go to Ghana. We didn't know why. We'd not been here before. And when I got here, I was like, Most High, now what? He said, you're going to lead your people to freedom. And I was like, okay, how am I going to do that? And the way my father works, he only gives it to me in part. So before I left, he said, you will steward 250 acres of land. And I let that go out my head, because I was just like, how? Then he told my wife to move to Ghana. We moved to Ghana. We get to Ghana, I say, now what, Father? He said, you're going to lead your people to freedom. His precise was, you're going to help your people and lead them into freedom. And then all the work I had done in this community, you know, helping people to get land here, and there's so many diasporans around in this community now that I've helped to get land. And then the chiefs of the neighboring towns have heard about what I was doing. And they called me in for a meeting and they said, we want to work with you. We want you to help us develop the land. And they said to me, you have access to over 4,000 acres. I was like, what? Over 4,000 acres. So now I'm remembering what the Most High told me about 250 acres.
It's nowhere close.
Nowhere close. But I know he couldn't give me 4,000 at that time, because I'd be like, what? Like, I probably just never, crazy. So from that 4,000 acres, what I did is decided to start Yehuda Village, to start Ruby Village. These are villages where people can come, buy land, and live together in a community, which are not too far from here.
Oh, wow.
They can live together in a community however they want. I mean, Yehuda Village is more faith-based. So there's a lot of Hebrew Israelites. I don't like the labels, but there's a lot of God-fearing people that are in that community. And then Ruby Village is just a gem. I named it after my grandma. And you know, that's how I sustain myself, bro, by being creative, by helping people, by being in service. That's really what. How do I sustain myself? By being in service to who? To the Most High and to other people. Everybody wants to come to Ghana and be a boss. They do. I understand it. But you see that mentality. In order to be a boss, you first have to be in service. Sometimes you have to be the cameraman before you can be the presenter. Sometimes, like my head mason now, you have to be the laborer before you can be the foreman. Now he's the foreman. Sometimes my laborers, they started as laborers, earning laborer's wage. Now they're masons. So sometimes you have to be in service to then become a master. Not everyone wants to skip stages. And that's some of the problem with some of the diasporans coming here. They want to skip stages. Like Kwame tells me all the time, he's like, bro, they will never know how you suffered in that tent. They will never know how you suffered I'm getting emotional just think about it. They'll never know how I suffered arguments between me and my wife, you know, the issues with me and Tian, the family and Tian, with my boys in a tent in somewhere that we're alien. Coming here and being called a brony, not feeling so welcome all the time. But you'll never know. But what people, they say, what is the word? Pioneers. We've been pioneers. People call me all the time and I'm like, oh, I'm good. I don't want that title. But do you know what? I am. I'm a pioneer because I came here with my family, a young family at that. And, you know, we made something of ourselves from the concrete to the grass. Do you know what I mean?
Literally.
Like literally from the concrete to the grass, or from the bush to the concrete, wherever you want to look at it. But we made something of ourselves, and that's done through being a good-hearted person. Coming here and giving, and not just expecting people to accept my Western mentality, but knowing that it's an exchange. I learn from my community, from my village. I learn from my workers. They learn from me. I treat them well. Do you know what I mean? I treat them well. I give them the same benefits that I would get from my workers in the West. So we go out, we chop food all day, we go cinema, wherever it is. Like, we go out, I treat them and let them know this is how you bond. Not just as, you know, employee and
I love it. I see you, Nana, who you've been working for 2 years, and
yeah.
you know, he's been faithful working with you.
Yeah.
You know, it's beautiful, right? I don't think you would have anticipated on that, right? Because a lot of people say that we Ghanaians don't like diasporans. I find it very, very funny.
No,
that's
not true. Like, I think maybe there's a certain type of diaspora you don't like. The ones that are, you know, feel that everything should go their way. Because I don't like those either. I deal with some of them. Like, I don't like those either. Like, it's not even about being a diasporan. It's a certain type of person. No patience. I don't like that. You come to Ghana, you need patience, bro. Otherwise, you'll get chopped up, spat out, and sent right back to America, Ghana, the UK, wherever it is you came from. This is not for the faint-hearted. Ghanaians are one of the most loving, welcoming people that I know. Don't mean they don't have their faults. Jamaicans are nice and loving. Don't mean they don't have their faults. English people are nice and loving. They all got their faults. We all got our faults. It's about not imposing your will on people, but going with the flow and understanding that this ain't America. This ain't the UK. This is Ghana. Like, Kwame tells me all the time, he said, this is Africa, or we do it this way, this is Africa, this is the way we do it. Kwame he's so village, he's like, we don't use screws, this is Africa, we use nails. I'm just like, bro, we can use screws, he's like, this is Africa, we use nails. Do you know what I mean? And it's that kind of banter, it's that kind of energy that I have here. It's just
like that.
I don't fight them, I don't resist.
You know what?
We go with the flow.
This is beautiful. Now look around you.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, the nature,
Mm-hmm.
4.5 acres of land.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back a little bit. 2 years
Yeah.
and a half.
Mm-hmm.
A point in your life where at one point you were homeless. I like saying that because it's humbling and it tells people out there that, listen, everything you have in your mind, if you see it clearly in your mind, in your heart, is possible.
Yeah.
Fast forward, it's a reality. When you see that trials, having to go through emotional, back and forth, even when it comes to your children, let's talk about it, because I think it's a vision that people need to understand from the core.
I just give praises to the Most High for it, brother. I give praises to the Most High, whether you believe or not. I give praises to the Most High because I know what He's done in my life. Like, everything has to start as a vision, as an idea, and that vision was put in me, and it's become a reality right before my eyes. So if you was a non-believer in your first interview, the second one, you must be thinking, there must be something out there, because look at this, brother. Like you said, I was homeless. Like, where we come from, it's not been easy. It's not been easy, bro, but I mean, look where I'm at, and the journey's not over. The journey is still continuing. The journey's not over. To know that I've not only changed my life, and the Most High has not only changed my life, but it's changed so many people around me. Not just Nana, not just these workers you see here. Kwame. When I met Kwame, hey, I was talking about it, we was laughing about it yesterday. He had 2 beat up cars. 2 cars he went to borrow, I wouldn't even borrow it. I said, I'm not borrowing that, I don't want to get into that. Now he has a nice car. He has 2 guest suites that he's built onto his house. So when the diasporans come, they go and stay at his house. Like the chiefs, the queen mother of the area around it, like these people, they're just, like I'm helping change their life and showing them, look, we can bring development to Ghana. Like, this is just the beginning. Like, as long as we bring the right people and we do the right thing. So there's a lot of controversy out there about land. Everybody's scared to buy land, but yet the Chinese come and buy land, the Indians come and buy land, the Lebanese come and buy land. You don't hear them complaining. You don't hear them saying, oh, it's hard buying land, they just do it. So we need to just do it. Take a leap of faith and do it.
Let's talk about the mindset of our people.
Yeah.
Let's just hit the nail on the head. We expect everything to be perfect, right? And then walk into it. Why do you think that is, though?
I think that's the nurturing of the West, of America and the UK. It brings them up on a pedestal and say, oh look, anything you want, you can get it from the convenience store. You can get it. So this is what tarnishes their mindset. So when they come here, they come with that energy. That energy is poor, and it needs to stay in the West. I'll tell you, whoever wants to come for me in the comments, come. Like, bro, this is the truth. It's going to set you free. Whoever wants to come with that mentality, you're going to get sent back running. I'm telling you, like, they will chop your money, and rightly so. Send you right back, rightly so. Like, you come here and you humble yourself. Even me, when I came the first year, bro, I had to humble myself. I came here with a Western mentality and a Jamaican ignorance. Do you know what I mean? So I would get so ignorant real fast when things didn't go my way. I was humbled and I had to learn. Do you know what I mean? I'm not that person today. It's growth. But if we don't talk about these things, then they just have the romanticized version of what Ghana's gonna be. Oh yeah, they come in December and they drink and they have fun, and the girls and the dancing and the wache, and bro, come here and live in February, or maybe the celebrations didn't last long, so maybe April. Come in April and see what happens and see if you're not humbled. It's easy. You just need to be a loving person and Ghana will accept you. That's all.
I like that. Now, I think a lot of people have been lied to about Ghana and Africa, where they have this impression that they are better than or they are wealthy or rich than the people on the land. But that's not true. I have a very interesting story.
Yeah.
I went to Adan to do a documentary, and this old guy, 70 in his 70, doing his wine, preparing wine. And, we did a video, and, this man was saying behind cameras, listen, I have no money, Like, you can hear what he's saying. But he took me to an island. Okay, and this island belongs to this man.
He belongs, that's his
owns
island.
the island. And the rate at which the area is developing, in 10 years, that could sell for $1 million.
Easy.
And then the way he's very humble, and that's not the only property he have or he has inherited. But the way he's very humble and the way you see him, if you see someone like that in the city, you might disrespect. But they have so much value if you should be able to even partner with a person to develop the land, to do real estate, what it could be. But I realize most of the diasporans who came here don't have that.
No.
And it's boring.
Let me tell you something, Hayford. When I came here, people would say, like our neighbors or our community, it's a poor community. And I say, no, it's not. It's a wealthy community. Brother, there's planting over there. There's avocado there. There's contumely everywhere. Food in abundance. You can't even own land in the UK. Never mind lease it or live freely on it. You can't even do that. When I say to my neighbors, it's just a mentality. Remember, like I said, I had the same amount of money as some people. It's a mentality, the wealth that is here. Let's talk about the money wealth first. Hey, I see some cars here that I've never seen before in my life. I see some of the Ghanaians here, the houses. Bro, I see some of the houses here that are like something out of a dream. That's just the physical wealth. And then there's the earthly wealth, the godly wealth of the land. The land is something that was gifted to us by the Most High. These people, even in the village, they don't understand their wealth. They don't understand. They don't understand.
Why do you think that is? Is it the education system or what?
I think the education system could be one, but I wouldn't blame the education system. I would just blame the, when you grow up, if you grow up in the bush is nothing special. When you grow up in the West is nothing special. So the ones coming from the West to the bush, this is special. They're like, oh, look, lizards. Look, palm trees. They come here all the time and look, and I'm like, well, you never seen you never seen grass before? Some of you never seen grass. Well, I mean, they see grass, but not in its abundance. And then if I was to take someone from the village and take them to Accra, my workers, they're fascinated with Accra. Or they might say they want to go to the West, or they want to go to Jamaica. I'm like, you don't want to go to the West. Maybe Jamaica's sweet, but you don't want to go to the West. You don't want to go there. Like, so I just think it's, sometimes we get used to our environment, and sometimes we're not, grateful for what is in front of us. Grateful for the cacao, grateful for the avocado, grateful that anything we spit out will grow. Do you know what I mean? Where in the West, we have everything, so we're spoiled. We're literally like...
Do we really have everything?
Well, everything, in a consumerism way. Like, they're spoiled in that way. But when it comes to growing their own food, they can't do that. They can't do that. When it comes to harnessing, some people can't even harness the rain from the sky. It's illegal to harness the rain and catch it. It's illegal in some states in America to harness the rain. It's illegal to grow your own food in your backyard or in your front yard in America.
Really?
In some states, yeah. Like, that's because they don't want you to live self-sustainable. They don't want you to live like that. But I'm breaking the mold. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go where I can do that because I want to be a free man and a child of the Most High to live how I was intended to live. Like, and people can say, oh, you're going to live in the bush and, oh, you're going, it's a primitive way of living. No, it's not a primitive way. This is wealth. This is royalty. When my woman walks around here, she feels like a queen. When I walk around here, I feel like a king because this is mine. And I mean, I'm stewarding it. I'm stewarding this. This is the Most High's, but I'm being allowed to steward this. That makes me feel like a man, bro. That makes me feel like a father. That makes me feel like a king in my own domain, where in the West, we're in a 2-bedroom flat, cooped up, high up in the sky, surrounded by concrete, pollution, noise, government telling me how to live my life, how my children should be raised. What kind of life is that?
When did you realize it's all a lie?
The minute I left the music industry or the minute I was in the music industry in the UK, I saw everything. In fact, what I saw in the music industry in the UK made me leave the UK and go back to Jamaica and stay there for 6 months. I sold all my clothes, I sold my shoes, I sold everything, and I stripped back to the minimum. I went to live in the bush with my family in Clifton, in Hanover, in the bush, just like this, on a mountain. I went to live with my family and live a humble farmer's life, because I realized that the world is not the way we believe it is. It's not.
So what would you have to say to those who are addicted to that but want to break free?
If you feel like you want to break free, then only you can break yourself free. Imagine this. Sometimes we keep a bird in a cage for so long that when you open the door, he doesn't even know the door's open and won't fly out. And I feel that's what we're suffering with, a lot of Stockholm syndrome. So a lot of people are stuck in a cage. The door's open, but it won't be open for too much long. Like, they're going to shut it on you and you won't be able to fly out. So fly while you can. It's not hard to come to Ghana. I mean, it's hard, but it's as hard as you make it out to be. People come to me and have consultations with me and they say, I've got a 3-year plan. Or they come and say, I don't know how I'm going to make it to Ghana. By the time they spoke to me for 60 minutes, me and my wife, they know. There's a family here just around the corner. They had a 3-year plan. They were here within 6 months of speaking to us.
Really?
Within 6 months.
What is it that you told them?
You have to pay your money for that one. You have to pay. I just told them that they have to.
And you do consultations too?
Yeah, I do consultations. But the thing is, it's not about paying for the consultation. I'm going to give it to you here for free. The gem. Whatever you want, you can achieve. Whatever you want, you can achieve. It's just your mindset. It's not about your money. It's just, are you determined to get to Ghana? When we were coming to Ghana, the borders were closed. How do we get past the borders that were closed? Well, the Most High, I prayed, and the Most High said, pray about it, and I'll open them. I prayed, he opened them, we came here, the borders shut the day after.
Really?
Really. Well, I speak about it all the time on my you don't watch my channel, bro.
I watch it.
Like, but this is, it's just the mindset. It's just the mindset. There's so many ways that you can use the West to leave the West. Use what Massa has done to you to then leave. Take his horse and ride out of the plantation. Trust me, there's ways, bro. You just need to use your mind and be creative. It's easy.
It's someone reached out to me. Actually, I met her in person.
Okay.
And she's like, are you tried considering asking couples who moved and left the West with their comfortability and back here to the continent, how they are able to maintain their relationship, being, knowing the problems and argument that you might go through. So I want to put it to you. So if whoever that said that, if you're watching, this is for you. Okay,
so it's your relationship will be challenged. I touched a bit on it, like you said in that interview, which I've got a lot of backlash for. But I don't care. Bring it on, because it's the truth, and the truth will set you free. Ghana will take you from that cradle that the UK has had you in. Oh, don't worry, we'll keep you fed. Don't worry about it. You're good. And it will put you in your masculinity, make you faced with the reality of being a man, make you be faced with the reality of being a woman. It will test you. So if you come here, like I came here with feminine traits because I was raised by a woman and the balance was off, well, Ghana challenged me. It said, now you're a man and there's no one to fall back on. How are you going to feed your family? How are you going to keep your wife happy? Where's your house? Go and build it. Be a man. Go and work some hard work, graft on the land. Pick up a cutlass, cut something. Do something. Do something. In the West, Hey, we be pushing paper like it's nothing. The hands are soft. My hands are soft. My wife always say, you got soft hands. You know why? Because all I did was carry money with it. When I come here, I got these things, what they call catalysts or whatever it is on your fingers. Like, from hard work, a hard work graft. It made me a man being here. The rites of passage, it tested me. There's no one to fall back on in Ghana. I mean, in Accra, it could be slightly different, but here in the bush, who are you going to fall back on? Who's going to help you when you're in a tent and you need someone to live? Who's going to help you when your wife's looking at you and saying, you need to be a man and go and build my house because we're out here and you're the head of our family? You know what it does? It restores the organic family. The Most High, man, woman, child. It's restored. In the West, it's Most High they threw out. They don't even have the Most High, but then they got woman. Woman and man is like this, and then the children are here. And the women are like running their men. They're the ones that are in control. They're in their masculine energy. They're the ones that are in survival mode. My woman still struggles with it to this day. She'll tell you, if she was here, she'll tell you. She still struggles with that balance, what she was taught. So do I, bro. I struggle with it. That's real. But there's some people out there, they don't want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear it. And that's all good. But I'm triggering. I'm going to trigger it in you. I'll plant the seed. So if you watch the interviews with me and my wife, and you're sitting there with you and your wife, and you're narcissistic, or you have narcissistic traits, or you're a bit unbalanced, well then your wife's going to turn around and look at you and be like, hey, he said something and I recognize it in you. And it works the other way around. It works the other way around. You might look at your woman and say, hey woman, you're a bit too masculine for me. I'm in control here. Do you know what I mean? I'm the man. I'm the one that's going to provide and protect. You are the nurturer. And it's not about being dictating to your woman or oppressing. It's not about that. It's about submission. I submit to my wife just as much as she submits to me. On the way up here, she had to calm me down and say, baby, just go with the flow. Don't let the stresses get to you. I had to submit to receive that. She has to submit to me same way. So it's a balance, bro. It's a balance.
We're almost at the end of the conversation. If you do have a message really that would resonate with the people watching you, your lineage is from Jamaica, you know, message back home, or even to the UK and diasporans, that will resonate with a lot of people. What would that message be?
Get out of the West. Get out of the West and come home. Seek yourself. Know who you are. Find out who you are. Seek, get out of the West, come home. I'm not religious, but I will tell you, repent. We're in some crazy days right now, bro.
Really? Let's talk about it.
Well, we're in some it's plain to see what's happening in the world. I mean, we've got the New World Order coming into play right before our eyes. Chips, COVID, all of these key words that YouTube don't like. Well, I'm going to say it. Like, repent. That's the most thing you can do is repent. Turn to the Most High, pray. Be humble. Like, and if you're not a believer, then hey, don't be a believer. That's up to you. But me, as for me and mine, me and my house, we are children of the Most High, and I'm going to repent because I know what He's done for me. So I ask that everybody just, you know, looks into themselves and seeks the Father, because these days are trialing, man. These days, maybe in 6 months' time, you come back and I'll be like, I told you so. Didn't I tell you so? Let me make a prediction. I feel that buying land in Ghana soon won't be so easy. I feel that leaving the West soon won't be so easy. I feel like the wars that are going on in the world are a catalyst for the end times, revelation times. And whether I see it or it's my children that see it, well, it's close.
Wow. I like that.
Hey.
Now.
Sit down. Come.
Okay, it's fine. He can be there. I had an interview with a man called Quab.
Okay.
And he said something very interesting, which went viral. Millions of people watched that video. Yeah. And he says this: about 80% of diasporans or African Americans living in the West cannot afford to move to the continent of Africa, Ghana. What do you have to say to that?
Rubbish. Rubbish. You know what I tell people in my consultations? Stop running for what you want. Forget what you want. There's always a desire. I want this. I want 4-bedroom house. I want this. I want 2 acres of land. Simmer yourself. Humble. Get 1 plot. What do you need? I'll tell you what you need. Some land. 1 plot. A roof over your head. The minimum is right there. A tent. You don't even need electric. I was there for 1 year with no electric. And food. That's what you need. If you have what you need and you're providing that for yourself like we was doing, that's how we did this. We just asked ourselves, what do we need? If you're asking yourself what you need and you're providing yourself with what you need, then you can start going for what you want. So the people that say they can't afford it is because they're putting their wants before their needs. They want all of this and they can't afford it. Some people come to me and they say they want 2 acres. They can't afford it. I'm like, get 1. Can you even, me, I got 4 acres, brother. I cannot manage it, oh. I can't manage it. You can't see the 3 acres over there, bush. I can't manage it. Like, go for what you need. When you have what you need, then you can look at what you want. The Most High will give you your desires if you just submit yourself and provide yourself with your needs.
Let's free some people. What do they have to do? Let's help them.
You want me to give them the
Free. This is for free, guys. Okay. I'm going to bargain for you guys. You've done it all, okay? You've done, the bold step has been made by you, and there's not one person. You moved with your whole family.
Yeah.
To get to where you are now, and the journey continues. Give someone who is ready to embark on a journey how much money you need. What do you need to do? If you work, and how long do you need to work? How much money do you need to save? Let's talk about it. Just give it 5 minutes of
okay, so what I'd say is the first thing you do is secure yourself some land. Secure yourself something to where you come here, you can do something. Like this little piece of house, guest suite that I've got here, I mean, that's a double guest suite. Half of that, if you want to build half of that, 5,000, 7,000 pounds. Because all you need is a room and a bathroom. You don't even need a kitchen. I was cooking on a 2-burner stove outside here, on fires over there outside my tent. You don't need a kitchen. So 1 room and a bathroom, 7,000 pounds. Maybe $8,000-9,000. Get on the ground. Get yourself a plot of land, whatever that may cost. Out here in the village, it's not so much. Get yourself that. Get yourself a plane ticket and get yourself some faith. Not regular faith, crazy faith. Crazy faith. A lot of us have baby faith. Get yourself some crazy faith. Take a leap. Be brave. Have no fear. Have no fear that you're going to be chopped. Have no fear that the paperwork won't come or you're going to get robbed. Like, have no fear. People tell me, how are you living out here like in the middle of nowhere? Because I have no fear. I only fear the Most High. So, like I said, get yourself some land. Get yourself something that can get you comfortable. If it's not a tent, get yourself, a little building that can go up in weeks. Holler at me, I'll show you how it's done. Like a building that's up in weeks, 1 room, bathroom. We didn't even have a bathroom, bro. We had a little bucket with, what they call it, organic bucket sort of thing. Like, just what you need, the minimum, and that's it. And then get yourself a plane ticket and take a leap of faith and fly out here and see when you take 1 step, that 2 steps won't be taken towards you.
What's the minimum amount of money they need to have in their bank before coming to Ghana?
Bro, that's an open-ended question. I don't know, man. Like, I came here with 8,000 pounds and then it disappeared. Do you know what I mean? So, as much as you can. As much as you can. Stop spending the pound and the dollar, because you know what the pound and the dollar can do here? What is it now? 15 CDs to the pound? You know what 15 CDs can get you? Can get you a mango. Can get you a mango. £1 can't even get you a mango in the UK. Do you know what I mean? Like, stop spending your money in the UK and in America. Like, sacrifice. Make some sacrifices. We don't want to sacrifice. We want it all. Make some sacrifices. Stop eating McDonald's. Stop eating Pizza Hut. Cook. You know, before we came here, we was eating cabbage and rice.
Really?
Cabbage and rice.
How?
Well, easy. We bought the cabbage and we bought the rice because it was cheap. Look, he's laughing. He's laughing. What did we eat in the tent? We're in lentils, yam, ground provisions, natural
really?
food.
Did you eat that too? Was it nice?
It was fine.
Wow. You've really raised a very smart man.
This is my young king. This is my young king, Akel. Like, everywhere I go, whether it's, you know, showing people land, he's with me. Whether I sit down with the chiefs, when I sit down with the chiefs, he's with me to see how I negotiate, how I move. He's the one who's going to take the crown. I mean, my oldest son, who's 16, he might have something to say about that, but he has to get here first. But he's here. He's been here. You know, he's sitting in my throne. When I'm not there, he's there. When I leave him with his mum, who's in charge? You, right? You're in charge, right? And I was telling him he's got his niece and nephew coming, who are my grandchildren. So his responsibility, his gang, his army has grown. So now he has to show his niece and nephew that are coming tomorrow how to navigate Ghana. How to move around this land without the snakes. Yeah, he knows. I can send him right now to Kwame's down the road on his own and know he's good. He's like a little bush boy. He's good.
Would you have been able to do the same in the UK without getting word?
No. I could send him out in the UK and he might be stabbed just for nothing. Do you know what I mean? And listen, there's a sense of freedom here in Ghana and safety here in Ghana. Is there some petty crime? Yes. But I can't remember the last time I thought about somebody getting stabbed or shot. I don't think about those things here. When I go to the cash point, I don't look behind my back. I don't. Like, I'm free. And I'm not naive. Don't get me wrong. You run up on me in the cash point, we gonna scuff. But I'm not naive. Do you know what I mean? Like, but there's just a freedom here that lets me know Africa's got you. This is your home. You know the feeling you get at home? When you go home, you feel comfortable. That's how I feel in Africa, especially in Ghana. I feel at home. Ghanaians make me feel at home. They do. I like that.
Guys, if it's your first time watching this video, he is Daniel. He do have a YouTube channel, live with the kids, with his wife and the kids. You know, get to, you know, see what it's like to leave the UK, to embark on a journey coming to Africa, the ups and downs, follow their journey. Listen, reach out to him, seek for his advice, because listen, they've been through it all and they know the best advice for you, and you know, things you need to do and things not to do. Reach out to them and you would appreciate it. Daniel, if you do have a last message to the people, final message, whatever that may be, what would that message be?
This is called life, and life stands for love yourself for eternity. If you can do that, then you can love everybody else, and the world will be a better place. Simple.
I like that. Raquel, do you have a message for the people? Your microphone.
Hey, look, say a message to the people. It's okay, you can talk.
So, since I've been in Ghana, it's been a long time since I've seen my siblings. And 3 years I've been in Ghana, which means 3 years since I've seen my siblings, and it's been a very long time. And since the first day we came to Ghana and left our siblings at home, well,
You want them to come here?
the real home is here, but we left them there. I went to Ghana. From since that day till this day right now, at this moment, I'm very happy and very excited for tomorrow, because tomorrow is gonna be like such a happy day, like one little bit happier than my birthday, because it's been like 3 years. It's only 1 year since when you get a birthday, but it's been 3 years since I've seen my siblings. It's been such a long time. I'm so excited for tomorrow.
I like that.
High five.
And yes, I will be at the airport tomorrow. I'm going to capture all your excitement, and I'm very excited and happy for the future for you guys on the continent of Africa. Guys, as I said, this is the end of the conversation. Please go check them out on YouTube. Also, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I really mean it. Really like, share, and subscribe. Don't just listen because you've had on a multiple YouTube channel, so you feel like we're disturbing you. No, we do these stories for a very good reason. Okay, so please, if you support, unless you don't like the video, but if you've been able to watch it to this point and you've not subscribed, really, like, why? What are you doing? All right. Anyways, Daniel, thank you so much for talking to me.
Bro, you're more than welcome. Please come back again.
I will.
Come back.
I will.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Can I say something else?
Raquel, you have a message?
Yep.
All right, sure, go ahead.
So, when we came to Ghana because we need to escape Babylon, which can be America, or London, which we were.
A little bit closer.
Australia, or basically every country that's
In the
not
West?
full of nature. Yeah, the West.
So you love nature, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
And we came to Ghana also to be free, because in London it's like Daddy said, it's not safe, and I have to say they had really nice fish and chips there. But
We have fish and chips here.
we
have
do,
fish and
right?
chips
You've
here
seen that. Did you go to
Where?
the...
Captain Young.
Yeah.
It's a very nice place.
Shout out to you.
Also,
I need to interview you, you know. Link me up.
Captain Young.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to go.
Go
that
ahead.
has some very nice food. Last time I went there, which was very new to me, I had jerk chicken and rice, and it was very nice. Tastes more like barbecue chicken, but I'm sure they tried their best, and it was nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
We came to Ghana to build a house and go to the motherland, which is here in Ghana.
So you are excited now?
Yep.
All right.
And now that our house is nearly finished, because before we used to live in that tent over there.
Yeah.
That tent.
I was here.
There
I
was
remember.
lizards crawling all over it. It wasn't put up properly, which it isn't now either. And now from that tent, you know what, before the tent we were living in Accra, and we were going through a lot of hotels until we went to the tent. And while we were living in the tent, Daddy, which is the leader of the family, which helped us a lot, decided to make 3 houses. It went from 1 to 3. And because of that, we are having a good time. Well, I am. I don't know about you, Daddy.
I'm having a good
You
time.
having a good time?
Yeah.
Okay. We're having a good time in Ghana. There is moments when, you know, like when I don't know what to explain it. Do you know what? Do you get what I mean, Daddy?
Yeah.
There are moments when it's not so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Moments when it's not that good.
But regardless, you still like it, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like that. This guy is very smart, ladies and gentlemen. I like the part where he's like, I'm happy. I don't know about you, Daddy.
He's good. He's good. I'm good.
Wow,
We're all
this is
good.
amazing. This is amazing. Guys, this is the kind of stories we need. I hope his story inspires you and wanna move to the continent. And if you want to do that, you know the person to speak to. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful one. Let's say bye-bye to them. All right? Peace out.
Peace.
Bye-bye.